Welcome to Golden Wallet 60 Plus. Have you ever claimed your Social Security benefits early and then suddenly you just had this massive wave of buyer's remorse? Well, what if I told you that you could actually undo that claiming mistake? Let's dive right into how you can make that happen.
Now, my promise to you in every single explainer on this channel is this. By the time this lesson ends, you're going to know exactly what to do next. No confusion, no guessing, no wondering if you filled something out correctly. Just clear, confident, step-by-step guidance from start to finish. That's what we do here every single day. So go ahead and settle in, have your documents ready, and let's walk through today's lesson together, one step at a time.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're going over the Social Security do-over, the 12-month limit, the repayment catch, a step-by-step of Form SSA-521, the Medicare question, and finally, the suspension alternative.
All right, Section 1, the Social Security do-over, withdrawing your application.
So the core concept here is officially known as a withdrawal of application. Imagine this. You panicked during a layoff, claimed your benefits at 62, but then, surprise, you unexpectedly went back to work. Well, this withdrawal process completely wipes the slate clean. If it's approved, the government literally treats your original claim as if it never even happened. This lets you restart the clock, which means when you reapply later on, your benefits will be based on your older age. And you know what that means? Much larger monthly checks in the future.
Moving right along to Section 2, the 12-month limit, the window of opportunity.
Now, before we grab our paperwork, let's go over the strict rules you absolutely have to follow. And the most crucial point is this number right here, 12. You only have exactly 12 months from the date of your initial benefit approval to withdraw your application. Literally, if you realize your mistake on month 13, that door is completely shut.
And there's another major restriction you need to lock into your memory, and that's the number 1. You are only allowed to withdraw your application one time in your entire lifetime. You can't just treat Social Security like a revolving door, right? Jumping in and out whenever you feel like it. Because you only get this one single shot, you need to be absolutely certain that withdrawing is the right financial move for your household. Okay, Section 3, the repayment catch, balancing the books. If you fit into that 12-month window and haven't used your lifetime pass, we really need to talk about the catch. And honestly, the sheer scope of the repayment can be a little surprising. You have to repay every single penny the administration has distributed on your record. That means all the monthly checks you received, obviously, but it also includes any benefits paid to your spouse or kids on your earnings record, whether they live with you or not. And don't forget the invisible money. We're talking money withheld from Medicare premiums, voluntary federal income tax withholdings, and even garnishments for things like child support or alimony. You have to write a check to balance the books entirely. Furthermore, since this decision directly impacts other people's money, if your spouse or child received benefits based on your record, they actually have to formally consent in writing to your withdrawal. The Social Security Administration simply won't approve your request unless everyone whose checks are stopping agrees to it. Let's jump into Section 4, step-by-step Form SSA-521, the paperwork walkthrough.
Now that we know the rules and the financial requirements, let's get into the practical side of this lesson. According to the government, it should really only take you about 5 minutes to read and complete this single-page document. We're going to take this top to bottom, identifying the wage earner, specifying the benefit type, answering the Medicare question, and signing off so there's absolutely no guessing.
All right, at the very top of the form, you're going to clearly write the wage earner's details. If you're applying to withdraw benefits drawn on a spouse's record, you'll put your name on the second line. Then, you'll specify the exact type of benefit you want to withdraw, like retirement benefits, for example, and the date of your original application. This is super important because it helps the administration pinpoint exactly which claim in their massive system you want to erase.
Next up is Section 5, the Medicare question, a crucial checkbox.
Right in the middle of Form SSA-521 is a tricky little spot that causes a ton of confusion. The form explicitly asks, if applicable, do you want to keep Medicare benefits? Yes or no? You have to clearly state your intention here by checking the box. Now listen closely to this. Withdrawing your retirement benefits does not mean you have to give up your health insurance. For most people over 65, unless you're covered by an employer-sponsored health plan, you're going to want to check yes to keep Medicare so you don't get slammed with late enrollment penalties down the road. But you got to be aware of the new financial responsibility this creates. If you check yes to keep Medicare, you are now going to be billed directly for your Part B premiums.
Remember, you no longer have a monthly Social Security check for the government to automatically deduct those premiums from. So you'll receive a quarterly bill directly from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. You have to pay this out of pocket and on time, or you seriously risk losing your Part B coverage entirely. Moving down to the bottom half of the actual form, this is where you wrap things up. You'll give your reason for withdrawal. For instance, just writing in, "I intend to continue working." If you need more space, there's plenty of room on the back. Then you'll sign it in ink, date it, and provide your phone number and mailing address. One quick detail, though. If you're unable to sign your name and use an X instead, you actually have to have 2 witnesses sign and provide their addresses right here at the bottom. Once you're finished, you just mail the whole shebang to your local Social Security office.
Now, what happens if you mail it in, they approve it, you repay all that money, and then you change your mind again? Well, the rules state you only have 60 days from the date on your notice of approval to cancel your withdrawal. Once that 60-day window closes, your original application is permanently gone forever, and you forfeit all rights attached to it.
Let's move on to our final segment, Section 6, the suspension alternative, your backup plan. What if you're way past that 12-month window? Or you simply can't afford to repay tens of thousands of dollars all at once? Well, if you don't qualify for the withdrawal, you might actually qualify for a voluntary suspension instead. Suspension lets you just pause your payments moving forward. The catch here is you must have reached your full retirement age, which is usually between 66 and 67, depending on your birth year, and you can't be 70 yet. But the massive benefit here? No repayment is needed. You literally don't owe the government a single dime for the checks you've already received over the years. And guys, the math behind a suspension is incredibly powerful. Let's say your full retirement age benefit was supposed to be $2,000, but you claimed early at 62 and took a permanent reduction down to $1,500. If you suspend your benefits at age 66, you start earning 8% per year and delayed retirement credits. If you leave it suspended for 4 years until age 70, your benefit grows by 32%. That 32% increase on your reduced $1,500 check pushes it back up to almost exactly your original $2,000 full retirement age amount. It's just an incredibly powerful way to restore your monthly check. And even better, unlike the withdrawal we just walked through, there's no complicated form to fill out for a voluntary suspension. You simply notify the administration. You can call them directly at 800-772-1213, or you can make the request in writing or in person at your local office. They'll just pause your checks, let those 8% yearly credits build up, and then automatically restart your payments the month you turn 70, unless you ask them to restart sooner.
An early claiming mistake absolutely does not have to ruin your retirement. Whether you're early enough to use the 12-month withdrawal window with Form SSA-521, or you rely on the suspension trick to build delayed credits, you have the tools to fix this. So the only question is, are you going to take the steps to maximize your lifetime wealth, or are you going to leave your hard-earned money sitting on the table for the government to keep?